This is it.
This is it. We're done. We're not done yet. I say we're. Daniel's been doing all the heavy lifting.
So last leg of the journey, the white ice beam is back. Every beam has its own unique color. Spazzer is yellow, Plasma is green, Wave is pink. And ice is blue, but ice will always overwrite every other color of the beam because except for the ice beam, they all have a visual effect with them too. So that can let you know that you have an ice beam no matter what other beams you have equipped. Just a neat little fact there. I'm taking the time to kill these now because I want to have as much energy as possible going into this last bit, just for my own peace of mind.
I like how they block their face and then they just die.
This is just me because I'm bored.
So, the final boss, I guess, is going to be pretty close to your ship.
Now, this is one of the coolest things.
This is all 4 main bosses.
Mm-hmm. It's a statue of all 4 main bosses. Now, I don't know if it's always this same order, but this is I beat the bosses in the quote-unquote intended order, and they all pop in the order you beat them in. Kraid, then Phantoon, then Dragoon, and then Ridley. Who looks way more muscular there than he actually did when you fought him.
He looks so buff.
I know, right?
It's his legs and his arms.
When he took those, he was hitting the gym regularly.
That's Ridley on the protein.
Yeah. So now this is great. This is a great cinematic scene, but for speedrunners, this is killer.
See, I don't know if this counts towards clock time or not because I have control of Samus, but it's a required, so I don't know if this counts towards game timer or not. I can't remember if I mentioned it earlier or not, but like elevator sequences like this, door animations, things where I have no control of Samus, the game timer stops until I have control again. And you think about how many doors I've gone through this entire run, that's why the in-game time is always different than real time.
Hey, it's our first Metroid.
So normally they take 5 missiles to kill, or 1 super missile.
Definitely worth saving the regular missiles.
It's just faster.
That, and they seem to give you a super missile if you kill them.
Not always, but usually. Those little things coming out of the wall, they're not just energy shots, they have a name. They are called Ringas.
Now, I noticed that you're having to cycle a little bit more because you're having to cycle through the X-ray scope now, right?
Yep.
Okay.
There is an item cancellation button, but it's not in a convenient place for my controller configuration. And Ringas, they're more just an annoyance for all of Turian. By the way, that's where we are. We are in Turian, smallest section in the game, as far as map coverage. Oh, crud.
Oh my gosh, these things are way worse than this game. And you can't leave because it's a gray door.
Mm-hmm. Let go.
Man, this guy is not having it.
Now, do they let go, or you actually just kill them?
No, they let go, and like I've gotten to let go a couple. Like, there we go. Ugh.
Goodness gracious.
Thank goodness I'm coming up on an energy refill soon. If there's a way to kill these side hoppers, I haven't experimented enough to figure out what it is.
And nor care to.
Now, this is supposed to be another Torso fight, but bad things happened to him. The same bad...
everything's not dead.
There was a Scree, that was a
desert.
Ripper, that was a Gamer, another Scree. What happened here, you may wonder? Well, you're about to find out.
Did they just get like sucked dry?
Hi!
Yep, that's what happened.
This is the titular character, the Super Metroid. And it's our turn.
Okay, great.
Now there is a way to glitch and skip this entire sequence. I don't know what it is. I don't care to learn. But this is important story-wise because he stops.
Or she stops.
It stops, and it trills at us. And anyone who knows their sound effects really well will actually recognize that trill from Metroid 2. That's the baby Metroid we rescued.
Aww. He knows us. Or she.
It.
Right.
And he took his vitamins.
Yeah.
So you're going to see something you haven't seen in a while. Me opening a red door with regular missiles. And the reason I'm doing that is because missile refill stations don't refill super missiles. And once the doors open, it's blue. Ah, that's better.
Now, am I wrong? And I thought the Metroid that we delivered at the beginning of the game was the last Metroid.
Well, as far as we're aware of, because Metroid 2's mission was to go through and basically eradicate them on their home planet, and he was the only one left alive. So you remember how we had the Metroids earlier, and I said that was the Space Pirates' first attempt at cloning a Metroid?
Yes.
Not their final attempt at cloning a Metroid.
Gotcha. So I guess they did find a way to...
So, as you can see from the map data, there's a save door through there. Do not use that because that is a point of no return. You cannot go back to the rest of the game if you use that save door because we passed a gray door earlier that does not open in Turian. So you'll be stuck in Turian forever on that save file if you use that save space.
Now, this looks like acid?
That is acid,
okay.
yes. And the things I'm blowing up actually have a name too. They're called Zebotites. They were in the first Metroid as well.
There she is.
Now this is great in the original Metroid and everything, where there was less to use and the controls were clunky and everything. This is a nothing final boss fight. Well, hold your horses.
Yeah, this does look like an exact clone of the last boss from the previous game, right?
Well, the Metroid 1.
To that point.
Yes. So what happens when you cross a mother brain with a T-Rex?
Is this like a pun? Like a joke?
You get this.
What?
Without a tail.
How did this happen?
Genetic manipulation. If you think about it, Ridley keeps dying. The reason they keep coming back is because they basically keep cloning him. So the genetic manipulation is something that the Space Pirates can do. You're not attacking this. I was about to say, what's going on here? All of her attacks hurt a lot. Some more so than others. And I want to try and keep as much energy as possible for later in the fight. That will take off a full energy tank instantly if that hits you.
Man, we are flying through missiles here.
I think it's time. How low can I get my missile count? Let's see here. Lower than yesterday, that's for sure.
What is she doing? Oh, boy.
She has the rainbow beam.
If you look, all of my ammunition is gone, too. That is 3 energy tanks of damage instantly. That is the Hyper Beam. There is nothing you can do to dodge it. You just have to grin and bear it. We're basically in a scripted part of the fight now. There's really not a whole lot I can do. I'm fighting back futilely because I'm Samus.
So it's just going to keep happening until you're down to
A certain
health?
point, yes.
Okay.
So now my question is then, why would you want to reserve so much health?
Because it also has to happen a certain number of times. I think it's a minimum of 3, and if you run out of energy before those 3 times, you do die.
Okay, so once you get into the scripted part, you're okay.
Well, no. It's like this is her 4th time firing the beam. But if I had really low energy and the second one drained all my health, bye.
I see, okay. So it has to happen at least 3 times.
As far as I'm aware. If you notice, I can't get up now.
Oh, so now she's just wearing you out.
Yeah, now she's just going to be a butt.
So this is, we talked about this, I think, in the last episode, maybe. This is another example of you having to almost intentionally die to the final boss.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about, where you get infinite energy. Technically, now here's the thing. You can kill Mother Brain without this sequence happening. Well, not the full sequence happening. But you have to. She has to at least be drained by the Metroid for the fight to finish. Because if you actually were really good at the game, you could actually still be able to stand up while going through this part of the sequence. And now, if you're kind of observant, she's like, oh, she's dust now. The fight's over. But if you're really observant, but going, the boss music's still going.
Oh no.
As well, she hasn't crumbled like everything else has.
Well, they only crumble after they are touched. Oh, was that Signs of Life?
So the Metroid can actually transfer energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like we were
Instead
talking
of
about
just
earlier,
take
it's a battery.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
See, and there's a way to actually save the baby Metroid here if I were actually still able to stand up. But it makes the rest of the fight much longer. I did it once a long time ago, and this fight took like an hour.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it takes forever. As it stands, though, with this, I'm going to finish this boss fight by holding exactly 2 buttons.
Okay.
You can even look. That's all. I'm just going to do this for the rest of the fight.
Okay. You're not going to move?
Nope.
Okay.
Don't need to.
You're just going to like stand and...
I got the Hyper Beam now.
Oh! She's like, oh crap.
Because you notice her brain isn't glowing like it was at the beginning of the fight.
Yeah. Oh, get wrecked.
Kind of. And now we have the, of course, required escape sequence.
Now, does the head explode?
No.
Aw.
It does that.
Oh, well. Oh. Okay.
So there's a question that comes up anytime this game is run in GDQ. It's actually a running joke in all of GDQ, no matter what, even if Super Metroid isn't run or not. Save the animals or save the frames.
Ooh.
You have to make the choice, Jack, and you have about 30 seconds to make it.
Why do I have to?
Because I know which decision I would make, because I'm heartless.
I'm such an animal lover.
Basically, we'd be saving the Edikuns and the Dakara.
How many of them?
3 Edikuns and 1 Dakara. Oh, wait, I take back 2 Dakara.
Oh, what do I do?
You gotta make the decision, man. You put it on you.
You gotta save them.
Okay, I will save the animals.
You gotta save them. Now, if you wanted to be like totally savage here, you could just run right past them.
I could, but
I know you want me to save them, but
this is my least favorite room of the escape sequence because it's so buggy. But we're gonna be back in a familiar room real soon. Welcome back to the shaft.
Going up.
Yoink.
yeah.
And notice how doors are just
They're all
gray
gray
now,
now,
yeah.
There's one door that's not gray. Well, 2 doors, I should say.
It's the one that we need. Now you have the hyper beam just permanently now,
For the rest of the game,
which is only like a minute, probably less.
Because
Than
remember when we went and visited the Dakara had an egg. So, there, I rescued the animals.
Yeah. What if they just like sat there? They're like,
They don't.
I don't want to go outside.
There's actually even a visual indicator in the ending sequence to show that you saved the animals.
Oh, good. Okay. So that was what, maybe 10 seconds added to the run?
30.
Is it 30? Is it that many?
Roughly that, yeah. Alright, then.
Is that it? Is that time?
Yeah.
Technically, that's time,
That
yeah.
is time.
Yeah. Now I just gotta sit and enjoy the end sequence.
Now, how did the animals? Did the animals
Just
like?
Swatch.
You have to watch really closely.
Okay.
So watch off, going towards the right.
Okay.
From the I guess you
From
could
left
say
to right.
so from the planet to the right of the explosion. Just watch. Rebuild that. So there's Samus's ship.
Yep.
Now watch from the explosion. There's their ship.
Yeah. Now, how did they fly a ship?
See, it's not entirely clear, but if you remember from Fusion, they flew Samus's ship at the very end of the game to get it out of the hangar so the Omega Metroid couldn't attack it.
Yeah, that's true.
127 for in-game time.
That's pretty good.
That's actually pretty good.
Is that what it said?
Mm-hmm.
127.
So now we just get to sit and
That was
bask in our
last time.
glory.
That was last night's too.
Yes, it was. So overall, not a bad run. Even the end game music is just it's triumphant, it's heroic, it sets the atmosphere just wonderfully.
Now, is there anything added in these credits for having a 100% run?
Yes, there is something at the very end of the credits depending on, there's 3 different endings you can get, quote unquote, depending on your percentage and your end time.
Okay.
We got the best one.
Obviously.
That was a gimme.
So, thoughts on the run overall?
I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
I mean, a couple of things that didn't go too well. Listen, again, that I keep coming back to that super missile trick. But overall, I think it went really
Yeah,
well.
I mean, if everything was perfect, I only figured maybe cut a couple of minutes off in regards to that. Now, what we did get to see you do, well, you did it a little bit. I saw you do it more last night, where you waved your gun up and down.
Oh, the arm pumping, which I
Yes.
mentioned while I was on Sarah's space station, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And again, that would probably shave a couple minutes off of the run, honestly, over the course of the entire run if I'm doing that constantly. But
Well, there was just one section you did it in yesterday.
Yeah, that was when I was on in the run down the ramp to the speed booster in Norfair. Unfortunately, you have to wait till the very end of the credits to see the special parts. So,
Wouldn't it suck if you like the ending sequence was part of your time?
So, and yes, I did include the whole ending sequence as part of the timing, so that you would not go over the time that you had set for yourselves.
Wow.
Yep.
How about that?
It's probably going to be the shortest video of the entire run.
A special round of applause.
Well, thank
you. for a run well done.
Thank you.
Now, obviously, this is made by, those in Japan at Nintendo and
Gunpei Yokoi, as I mentioned earlier. Yeah.
Yep. In regards to that, but there's like one name that sticks out. It's like, wait a minute, that's here we go.
Oh, now is this the first time that you see?
So technically, if you beat Metroid 1 fast enough, she was in the suit list, but it was 8-bit graphics. This is the first time you get a real good look at Samus in any of the Metroids.
Yeah.
It's also the first instance of this symbol in the Metroid series.
Oh, cool.
This is where it comes from.
Okay.
Your rate for collecting items is 100%.
Nice.
Bam.
There it is.
And that's the run. See you next mission.
All right. Awesome. Well job. Well
jobbed.
Well jobbed.
So,
creating new phrases. Now, do you wanna head right into the bonus episode?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay, cool. So we will see you guys for a very special 8th episode, which is just going to be, I think, showing off some of the different areas of the game that maybe we didn't go to. What else?
We're gonna visit the mini boss I skipped. If you're up for it, I'm gonna throw you in the Edakun pit with no space jump.
Okay, yeah, great.
I was also going to show off why you don't use a super missile against Phantom.
Okay.
But I already kind of showed that off. But there is something in the intro sequence I want to show off as well. So
okay,
what I'm going to do is I'm going to get us to just short of that point, and we will pick up there.
All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. Bonus episode coming up. Make sure you stick around and watch that.
Yep.
We will see you there.
All right then.
Later.